Welcome to Sound Values, powered in part by LSA Burger and Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
Okay.
Oh, we're live? Oh, I had no idea. Well, I think that's the perfect way to start the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in tonight on DentonRadio.com. We are located in the beautiful Discover Denton Welcome Center on the ever-lovely Denton Square. It's a little hot in here tonight, but we're gonna work our way through it. You know,
we're going to be fine.
Plenty of hot air to go around, as you said before we started.
It's going to get hot as we get going.
Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, and all walks of life, we have the lovely Mindy Arndt in the studio tonight.
Hi, everybody.
We are here. And so we are here to talk all things Friends with Benefits, but specifically we've got June 8th. And so let me know what is going on. I'm going to play dumb here. What is happening June 8th?
So June 8th, we have our third annual We Didn't Drag It, which will be obviously our third year to do this great kickoff of Pride. It's happening on June 8th at Backyard on Bell again. We're actually kicking off at 5 o'clock this year instead of 6.
Ooh.
So instead of 6 hours of pure entertainment, and when I say pure entertainment, I mean it does not stop.
It doesn't.
7 hours.
7 hours. So it's going to go from 5 to midnight?
Yes.
So from 5 to 12 p.m. or from 12 a.m. So 5 p.m.
Yes.
All right.
Until midnight.
All right.
So our headliner this year is Peppermint.
Okay.
And so she was runner-up for season 9 at RuPaul's Drag Race. And she is fresh off of Broadway. She just had a Broadway show that she is off of and gearing up for a documentary that's about her. She's releasing, I think, a new album. Like, this girl works.
You know, that's the one thing that I have recognized about all the talent, the performers that you guys bring every year is they are just Renaissance people.
Yeah.
Like they do everything. It doesn't stop. Now, if somebody wants to come to the event, how do they make that happen? What do they do?
All you
How
have
do we
to do is get
there?
tickets. That's all you got to do.
Tickets.
Tickets.
And
so
where do we get tickets?
You can go to fwbdenton.com, and it's our first post on the main page website, or you can go under events, and it has We Didn't Drag It, has ticket info there. Or you can just find us on Facebook, Friends with Benefits Denton.
Nice.
And there's an event there.
That is fantastic. Now, how much are the tickets so we can...
So we have a few levels of tickets, right?
Okay.
So we have a few tables left that are reservations of 6, where you guaranteed a table, you get a Pride package, you get an event shirt, and those are $200 a piece.
Okay,
For
cool.
6 people, divided by 6, it's like $35.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's not expensive at all.
Yeah.
And you also get a free bottle of champagne.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, that's worth it. Exactly.
Yeah. So the table 6, you have to be 21 and up to be on those tables, obviously, because of the champagne.
Yes, that makes sense.
Exactly. And then general admission tickets are $15, and
Okay.
then for pre-sale and $25 at the door.
Awesome.
So get them now. 100% of the proceeds, 100% of the profit goes to our 2 beneficiaries this year. So it's the Denton Lost Team.
Okay.
And they help with suicide survivors, and they help with counseling, and they do a whole bunch of really, really, really amazing work in Denton County. And then we have, oh my gosh, I say it wrong every time. Excuse me.
You got to make sure you say it right.
I know.
Even if you have
I
to
do
look
it wrong
up.
every time. So please, bear
It's
with me for a
important to make
second.
sure that we're accurate on these things.
I know.
You know.
I should have written it down. I was very unprepared today. I apologize.
No, you're not. You're not unprepared.
I just got done with my birthday weekend, so I'm just like, ooh.
It's okay.
It's called Transcendence International, so they
Okay.
help with our transgender folks and after it's international, but there's a Denton County chapter, and they're based out of Arlington, so they help with all of North Texas, and so those are
That is
our 2
awesome. So those are the beneficiaries this year. Cool.
Yes.
So are we bringing back in the Babe Rosé for some sponsors
and they
again?
actually have a sparkling red that they're gonna release.
That is fantastic.
That sounds so good.
I just remember the people last year who got up there and did like the presentations.
Oh my God, the Babe Rosé commercial
it was
amazing.
awesome.
It was so
good.
good.
It was awesome. So who else is jumping on board as a sponsor this year?
Sponsors this year, so we have Lone Star. Zebra Head down on Fry Street is one.
Nice.
Our LSA Barley and Board, Peeps.
Nice.
I'm, of course, going to forget so many, which is obnoxious of me. Bearded Monk.
Well, that's awesome that you have so many.
I know that I'm just like, oh my goodness,
I
who
can't remember.
Are they? Rip Rock's also down on Fry Street, and there's a few more. That is slipping my mind right now.
All good. Well, right now that's a lot. You know?
Yeah, we've got some good
cool.
peeps.
So, I mean, of course, like so last year, you know, tons of fun. Lots of people come to these things. What have been like the average turnouts the last couple of years?
So our first year we had 900 people there.
Okay.
We cut it off at 900 just to make sure we could safely be in that yard at Background and Bell.
Yeah.
Last year we had 1,100 people show up.
Goodness.
So we stopped letting people in, or I think 11:30, because it was just like there's 30 minutes left. Like, I'm not discounting your ticket for showing up late.
This is definitely this is definitely the biggest event that I played like for the last 3 years.
Good, let's keep it that way.
Yeah, I remember last year.
It was so great.
I still have a bunch of the photos from last year too, because those made me look a lot cooler than I truly was. But yeah, I remember like being on that stage, and when you'd give me my 15 minutes to go out there and do the thing. When we need that to happen. And I just remember like looking all over all the people, just like, oh my gosh, it was incredible how many there were. Yeah, so how do you start the planning to make sure that each year grows? I know you're always thinking of the next big step, how to make it bigger.
Well, we had our eye on, we wanted to make sure it was a Queen of Color this year, especially with it being the 50th anniversary of Stonewall, and recognizing that drag queens of color are very important, and we want to make sure that they are showcased as well, especially in our town, because we love them. And so we were looking at a few drag queens, and Peppermint came up in the list from the agents, and I was like, yes, yes, please. Like, that sounds perfect. And so we had that booked in January. So I already start negotiations with the agents like the day after. Like, I give them a rundown of, hey, this went really well. Let's start thinking about next year. And so I bug them, and they're great. They put up with me very well.
How do you start those conversations with an agent of somebody who's on the big screen and all that kind of stuff?
It's so easy to find their agent. It's usually listed on their website.
Okay.
It's usually listed on their Facebook or like any social media. So you literally just email that person.
Yeah. I mean, that is, and that's something that I found interesting too. When I was curious of like starting to reach out to certain producers that I like, where I was like, hey, maybe I'd like to book them here or there. Right. Like, I was more so curious. And when I started getting responses from their from their representation, I was like, whoa, this is okay, right on. That's cool.
It's much easier than it seems.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, their job is to get their clients paid. And so when they get an email about something that's going to get their client paid,
they're supposed to respond to that.
Exactly. They're
So
like, this is what I do for a living. So
they do.
This is what I should continue to do. Yeah. So once you get your headliner, is it the headliners who you guys look at first, and then how do you kind of start to stagger it from there? Because last year, there was some good performances,
like
the Hercules performance, that was really good.
Oh my gosh,
there were a couple others, but I mean, of course, the Hercules one stuck out because it was a huge production. It was really well done. So how do you start to decide who are we going to have this year?
Well, what we usually do is I usually book the headliner, which is Peppermint, and then I line up the musical acts that we will have to break up to make sure that we're highlighting not just drag, not just burlesque, not just this performance lip singing, but we also have some live entertainment of high energy, like Let's Go, stuff you can sing along and dance with. And so last year we had Three the Hard Way out of New York, and the year before we had Desi 5, which ends up being Desi 5's group is Three the Hard Way, or a group like a collaboration of three really, really great artists. So this year we're giving Three the Hard Way their own. Each individual artist gets their own set.
Oh, okay.
So Desi 5 is going to have his own set. Will Sheridan is going to have his own set. Corey Tutt is going to have his own set, which I'm really excited to see, because last year you would see one or two songs from each of them. Yeah. And they're like 45-minute set. And I'm like, no, I want to see you all longer.
Yeah.
So they're really great guys. And last year they work with us so much because we are a nonprofit. They just stayed at my house. So
nice.
As they were leaving, as we were taking them to the airport the next day after everything, they were like, could we come back? Like, we really like it here. Could we do this again? And
That's
I was
awesome.
like, absolutely. So in January, I was like, hey guys, were you for real? Like, how does June 8th look for you? And they're like, done, let's go. So they're each going to have their own set.
Nice. Very cool.
And we're gonna have a Nintendo playing party in the morning before I take them to the airport, which is what happened last year.
I thought this was happening at backyard.
Oh, no.
Like we're gonna
this
have
will be at the house whenever
Nintendo playing party in the
after I
morning.
make those boys breakfast.
Yeah, every year when this comes around, it goes by so quick. All of a sudden, I'm like, whoa, that was a year already.
Aww. Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember it so vividly in my mind last year, even through the haze of LaCroix soda waters and Babe Rosés and things of that nature.
You have to be careful with those Babe Rosés, man.
They'll creep up on you.
They creep up on you really, really quick.
But they're delicious. So are those LaCroix soda waters. This is not a paid advertisement for LaCroix soda water, but it works for me.
Shout out. Let's see if they can give you some money. I think that would be great. And then we have product placement.
I've been trying to get the sponsorship for years, but they're not biting.
Man, you just got to keep annoying them. That's how I get sponsorships.
I got to send those emails. You're right.
You just got to nonstop. Just go. Until they give you an answer.
Okay, I wrote that
And even
down.
when they say no, go back in 6 months and be like, are you sure about that?
Yeah, you sure you were right
you
about
sure?
this?
I'm very annoying. Ask any of my wonderful sponsors. And then we always have showcases, starting last year, we had showcases of local talent, which we think is very, very, very important. Because there are people who only really get into the craze of RuPaul's Drag Race, and so they don't realize all the time that there's local talent that's amazing. So this year we actually have 4 showcases, which is why we are starting a little earlier so that they have some time. So it's Guided Narratives, which is Alexander Bevenhausen's production, and he actually helps helps organize and get in touch with all the showcases for me. So I do the music and the headliner, and he helps me with like the showcases and making sure all that stuff goes well.
This is an important person.
Yes. Victor's great. Victor's amazing. And so we have him. We have Crossroads, Big Daddy Dick's Crossroads drag show that happens once a month, twice a month, I forget, over at Crossroads off University. And then we have the Queer Off out of Dallas.
Okay.
And then we have the wonderful, the amazing Glitter Bomb.
Of course.
Because they're amazing. I love
how could
them.
it not? Who are our hosts this year? What do we got going on for hosts?
So each showcase will have their own host.
Okay.
So that they know exactly how these performers want to be introduced, and they're not going to butcher the name, and that it just becomes very organic for them to just take over their showcase and announce their girls and announce their drag queens and make sure that everybody has the right intro, and that way there's not one host that literally has to host for 7 hours. Because that's a lot.
Do we have any surprise birthdays this year? I think it was.
There's always been a surprise birthday where the performers who
do we surprise this year? We got to look at it. We got to figure it out.
We got to see if your birthday is June 8th. Hit me up, dude.
Yeah, let us know. We'll have a cake. And like 1,100 people will sing happy birthday to you.
Because that happened last year. It happened the year before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean,
if
you really want to celebrate me early, it's June 12th. I'm just saying.
I mean, maybe.
It's a little too early, though. I feel like 4 days is too.
I'm sorry. No. My birthday was on Friday. I started celebrating on Wednesday. That's why I'm so tired.
I understand. It's birthday week, and then it's birthday month after that.
Exactly.
After that.
You just got to celebrate. Making it another year.
Now, as I told you, I said we have to make sure that we have MP3s.
Yeah. Hey, Victor, Alexander. I need you to go talk to the showcases.
Because if we get MP4s or M4As, it doesn't work. It's video and it doesn't work. I can play it, but it won't sound as good. It won't.
MP3s,
mix.
Ladies. We need MP3s.
Exactly, the MP3s. So let's see. We've got Guided Narratives, Crossroads, The Queer Off, and of course Glitter Bomb. Is Glitter Bomb like the longest running kind of residency of this type that you know of?
That I know of, yes. I'm not 100% sure if there were before, but I think Glitter Bomb's so shout out to Lilith and Chloe, because those are like the headstrong. They recently got married. Congrats, I love you. They're the who paved the way to make sure that this this kind of performance in Denton was accepted and was popular. And they started at Mabel Peabody's, and then they moved over to Andy's when that shut down. So that production. Have you ever been to Glitter Bomb?
No.
Oh my goodness gracious!
The thing is, I've played after Glitter Bomb, the next day.
Glitter Bomb's a magical experience.
The stage is just covered in glitter, of course.
It's so amazing.
And there's always something left behind in the back. You never know.
There's a performer's shoe.
Glove
or something left behind.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially like the days after this at Backyard on Bell, you come back there and they're like all of a sudden like this is a Saturday, right? Yeah, it's a Saturday. So the next day it's always breakfast and beats for the last, for last year it was. And the next day I remember people showing up and they were just like, "Hey,
I left something.
I left a high heel back here. Have you seen it?" And I was like, "Oh yeah. Here you go." I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
Or what color is it?
Yeah, I left
how high is the heel?
I left my curlers. Oh yeah, hold on.
That's totally a thing.
Because it's that's the one thing is like the amount of craftsmanship that goes into developing the costumes and then the makeup and the entire ensemble is pretty crazy.
None of that makeup is cheap. Like everything they put into those costumes and those performances, and like they work.
The hair, I don't know how it stays still during things.
Lots of bobby pins. I believe. I don't know.
And everything that can be done, and then not only so there was the Hercules performance last year, but then there was the like the Joker type performance, and that was really well done too.
I believe that was Clint Licker. He's great. Dylan's great, and he'll be back again this year.
Yeah, and
he'll be at the Crossroads.
Is there anybody from last year who's going to be coming out again this year?
Oh my
that
goodness,
you can remember?
a lot.
Of them?
So Kylie O'Hare will be back with her group. She's going to be with the Queer Off. Oh my goodness, Onyx Fury will be back. He's amazing. And then I believe his little drag brother will be there. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name right now. But there's literally like 50 performers in these shows. Like there's so many that I couldn't even. Oh my goodness, there's so many.
So
But you're gonna see some repeat faces, but
it's
you're also gonna
be
see a lot
time.
of new faces.
See, because that's the thing. I always get to watch it from like
behind,
a totally different spot, and so. But it is fun though because you get this perspective on the performances and the audience, and you kind of get to watch everybody coming up, and then there's always that one. Like I'm hoping that this year there are no moments of panic, but there was a moment last year where I didn't have the song.
Oh yeah.
Like for somebody it was missing, and then I got it and we plugged it in real quick, and everything worked out fine.
There's always moments of panic as long as the audience doesn't know there's moments of panic.
Yeah, exactly. Like wasn't it one year the power just kept going out?
Yep, that was year one.
Yeah, we figured that out.
That was super fun. I did not almost have heart attacks every single time
we
happened.
did it. We made it though. And I mean the production level and just
production level
we got to
year.
give it up to Backyard on Bell for for making that place gorgeous looking. The new patio and everything. And
that new patio is so dope. You should go look at it. It's great.
It's quite nice.
That's
it's very
actually
inviting.
like the new beer garden patio is what I'm calling it because I think that's what Scott told me. He's like, this is going to be our beer garden. I was like, dope.
I think it's perfect.
I think it's so cool. That's where our reservation tables are going to be.
That's what I was going to say. Now you don't have to have like a spool for your reservation table.
Still may have one for, people just chill. But for the most part, everybody will be over there. And that's really close to the bar. And like they make improvements every year, whether like first year was the wooden stage that a nonprofit had built, so it was not as professional.
Coffin.
And then
but the coffin was sweet. The coffin was awesome. They carried it up.
But the production value as far as like Backyard having their own lights, because first year we had to bring in lights, which is why the power kept going out, because we literally had like handmade trusses up that like with all of these very professional production lights and a spotlight and more music and fog machines that electricity had never done before. Like it had never. The guys were like, "Oh, it'll be fine, Mindy. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine." I was like, "I can get a generator. Like, it's not hard. Like, I can get a generator." Yep. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So the first time it went off, I just looked at the owners. It's like, I thought you said it was gonna be fine.
Oh,
what happened? It's like, this was an easy fix. Like, I could have done it, but you told me no. Like, so the next year we had a backup generator, which I think we ended up using. I'm not sure,
we made it through too. But this year's gonna be even better, though.
It's gonna be even better. It's amazing.
Yeah, things just keep getting better and better over that place. So.
Oh, and have you heard of their updated POS system? So if you've ever been to Backyard on Bell,
yes, actually,
usually you leave your card at the bar when you open a tab. That is no longer.
No longer.
They get to open your tab with your card, and they give it back to you. And then there's going to be 2 outside bars that you can order from and put beers on your tab from.
Nice.
But you have to close that inside.
Okay.
But
nice. Okay, so during this event, there's going to be outside.
Yeah,
okay,
2 outside
sweet.
bars that you can put on your tab.
I will make sure to yell that plenty of times on the microphone, because I think that happened last year where it was like, you can go right here or right here, and there was like nobody at those 2, and it was like,
because your card's at the bar, you started a tab, and it's like,
they just think, I'm not going to go to that tent, but most of the time those tents have just as much as the bar, or at least something that's going to satisfy you not waiting in a line of
especially if you're
just
drinking like Lone Star Tall Boys or Bay Rosés, like.
That's where you got to go.
Yeah,
right
the line's usually really short.
Where you got to go. So over the years, you've had different performers. So the first year was
Sharon Needles.
Sharon Needles, yes. Last year was
Violet Chachki.
there we go. All right, and then this year it's just peppermint.
Peppermint.
Just peppermint.
Just peppermint. They call her Miss Peppermint.
Just peppermint. Now, I'm not going to ask you who's your favorite because we haven't.
Please don't.
Because we haven't even.
I don't know.
Seen,
I haven't seen Peppermint.
We haven't
yet.
even seen their performances. But what are some of like your your favorite memories from maybe the past 2 years? You know, we just talked about one of the fun parts about these events is freaking out the whole time and then succeeding at the end.
And then at the end being like, oh my god, everything's fine.
Yeah, oh my god, it went really well. That's one of the fun parts is the small amounts of is actually all the terror that consumes you during the whole event.
It is terrifying.
So besides actually pulling it off and doing this very successfully for the last 2 years, what are some of your other favorite memories that maybe you can that you can
I think
think
from
of?
last year was getting to know the local acts more, like getting to know those queens, getting to know those performers, was really great. And just like now, like I can walk in a Glitter Bomb and be like, oh yeah, hi Birdie, so getting those friendships with these amazing human beings, I think was probably my favorite part of last year. Also giving away 10 grand was really cool.
Nice.
So we gave 5,000 last year to Outreach and 5,000 to For the One, who help with sex trafficking, getting kids out of sex trafficking. So giving away $10,000 total to them was like amazing. It was super cool. I had to redo the math like 10 times.
So
I was like, are you sure? Am I sure?
Was the 10,000 from the event?
Yeah, from the event.
You see,
that's after we pay all the performance.
That's amazing.
We pay everybody, and then and that's what was left.
Yeah.
After advertising, after printing, after sign printing, after everything.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope we.
Have
we
you
do it
won
again.
Dent Night of the Year yet?
Boo! I was the OG. I was the first one. No one can take that from me.
Yeah, exactly.
My plaque is this big. Thanks, Pint Services.
Yep, exactly. The OG Denton Night. See,
OG.
I write that in there. I still use my my best DJ in Denton. I'll put that on the resume.
Oh yeah, totally.
One award for
One award.
Runner up. I don't know if I was a runner up. So.
Oh yeah, you can say you were. If you're nominated, you can say you're a
Lofty
runner-up.
won, so I consider myself a runner up right behind
There you
him for the producer category.
Yeah, I believe you lifted him on your shoulder. So was that the year before?
No, that wasn't. I wasn't actually there this year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We were there the year before though.
DJ
That's when I put him on. DJ,
who
there
did this
wasn't
last year?
one. There wasn't a DJ or producer category
Are you
this
sure?
year. I Yeah.
thought there was.
Well, there might have been. I don't think there was.
Oh, maybe not. I know they slimmed down
There
some
was
of their...
there was hip hop. I mean, there was hip hop. So you had like, of course, Pudge and like all those dudes on there. But yeah, there wasn't. I don't think there was producer or DJ on there this year. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Got every once in a while. It just makes us want to work harder, Mindy.
Exactly.
It just makes us want to work harder.
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit more about Friends with Benefits.
Dope, let's do it.
We've talked about the event that you guys are putting on, but some people might not. They go to the website, they want to buy tickets, but they're like, I don't know what Friends with Benefits is. So what is Friends with Benefits?
So we are a local nonprofit. We've been around since 2013. We throw events that help raise awareness and funds for other nonprofits or individuals in the area that need help. We also do a music scholarship, which we just awarded this last week.
Yes, to a high schooler, I believe.
Yeah, there were two of
awesome.
them. So it was Christian Meza from Billy Ryan High School.
Okay.
And then Simone Davis from UNT. So we give out two $500 scholarships to go towards education or music, like whatever they need.
Yeah.
And then we also give out two $250 band dollars.
Nice.
To local musicians who apply.
That's
And
fantastic.
so that was
I was glad
Edgar
to see
Derby and
Edgar Derby.
Rue.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was glad to see some younger kids kind of.
Yeah.
And so, do they apply for those? That's really cool.
Yeah, we don't get to go pick them. They apply.
That's very neat though. That like younger generations are hearing about this and actually reaching out because they see the significance and the fact that it can actually help. I saw that today and I was like, yes, that's what I like to see. The younger kids getting that help.
Yep.
So, what kind of? I mean, you guys have besides the big drag events, what else do you guys throw throughout the year? Is there a specific event that you really enjoy, or they're your top 3, 4?
I love all of our events. We started the Keep Denton Warm campaign, so we've been doing that. This year will be our 4th year.
Nice.
And that's of course in the winter, and we get coats and winter wear for our daily bread, and they distribute it to our area homeless. Hi, Melissa. Thank you. Goofy. I forgot the screen was here. You're so cute.
There's 2 Melissas actually.
There's
The
2 Melissas.
Melissa Mir. That's Mia. That's Grandma for
Hi,
Stella.
Grandma.
That's Stella's grandma. Hi, if she's still watching. But hi, Melissa. It's the other
Hi,
Melissa. Miss Melissa Radley. So yeah, we got Jay.
Hey,
tuning
Jay.
in right now. Good
Thanks.
to see
We
ya.
love it too. And actually, we're moving the music scholarship next year. We are going to kind of reformat it because we've been doing it for the last 3 years. So we're going to
Okay.
reformat it to where we're going to do one community and one educational scholarship for music, visual arts, and performance arts.
Very
So
cool.
we'll have 6 different scholarships.
Mhm.
And then we'll just narrow it down to like one person from each.
That's
versus
awesome.
doing 2. So
Very
we're going to
cool.
include our visual arts and performing art babies.
Just keeps getting cooler and
Just
cooler
keeps
and
getting
cooler. Keeps
getting cooler.
All right. So let's see here.
Oh, we have a cool show coming up at the end of the summer. You want to hear about it?
Tell me about it.
Oh my God. It's called Hip Hop for the Hungry. It's
Tell
going
me.
to be at Andy's.
All right.
So August 31st at Andy's, we are going to throw Hip Hop for the Hungry, and it's going to raise money to help pay off student lunch debt at Denton
Nice.
ISD.
That's
So
awesome.
that debt right now is crazy, even after
People got to eat.
some big donations from the wonderful John Williams. They still are needing so much help because I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe the reason why this debt exists is because they don't turn down kids who can't pay for their food.
Yeah.
They're going to feed their children, which is
Yeah.
great because if you throw away a kid's plate and I hear about it, I swear
I'm not a fan of food
I'm
waste.
not. Well, and I just let the kid have the food.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a kid. They don't
Yeah.
know. So that we're trying to help them with that debt
Mm-hmm.
to make sure they can still not turn away food to kids.
Yeah.
And so that has a wonderful lineup. So it has Cool Breeze.
Nice. I love Cool Breeze.
I love Cool Breeze.
Yes.
It has Character,
Nice.
Alice Ace,
Wonderful.
Cure for Paranoia.
Who I haven't seen yet, but I hear is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They're
yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, right over
They're
there.
so good.
So hold on. Cool
and
Breeze
then,
character, Cure for Paranoia.
Alice Ace
Okay, cool.
and Lardy B.
All
We're bringing
right.
back Lardy B.
There you go. It's going to be a good time. That's a good show. I like it. Very nice. Cool Breeze character. Very nice, man.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I know two of them personally. I see Cool Breeze at the gym all the time. I'm not trying to flex or anything, but
But no,
you know.
that man's arms get bigger every single time I see him.
yeah,
love you,
he
Cole.
is. Yeah, he is.
He's such a sweetie. And his
exactly.
wife is so sweet.
Big
and
ole-
so
big
is their
ole-
little baby.
Big
They're
old
so
happy teddy bear
adorable.
guy.
I love
But
them.
he will scare you on the microphone
Oh,
sometimes.
yes.
He can get loud and in charge.
He's very intense, and I love
Be
it.
careful. You got to be so
love it.
careful. Oh man, you think you can? Can you do another 10 minutes in the hot box?
Totes, I'm
We
good.
got it. Okay, we're gonna go another 10 minutes, just so y'all know. It's,
Dun, dun, dun.
there, if it looks like I'm starting to sweat, it's because I am. The air conditioning is not right now. But
And then the
it's
sun's
okay.
coming in.
I know
like,
it's coming. It's gonna
be a hot
it'll
box here in a
it'll
minute.
bask
Oh, no. Does
across-
Ellie have her
across my
show after
glowing
this?
lashes. Yeah, she does, but she'll make it. She'll make it.
Goodness,
You
it's
know.
going to be a hot box in here just because she's so hot. She's so
Oh,
hot.
man, Mindy,
What else we
always,
want to talk about? So we
always
have
with the jokes. Well, we can come right back to it. Okay,
Oh, cool.
so
Hip Hop for the Hungry.
okay, so once again, we also have Hip Hop for the Hungry,
Mm-hmm.
and when is that actually? I don't have
August
a date.
31st.
Okay, August.
At Andy's. And there's already an
31st.
event up. So just go to Friends with Benefits Denton
Nice.
on the Facebooks, and there is an event.
Mhm.
It should soon be on Andy's Facebook as well and
Nice.
website.
So how did you get involved with Friends with Benefits? You know, for people who are looking to get more involved and looking to find a way to help out in the community with these different type of events, how do they go about doing that?
Well, actually, me and 2 friends started Friends with Benefits in
There you go.
2013. So that's one way.
Well, there you go. Start one.
Start one. No, it's very stressful to start a nonprofit and work with friends and like not like work with Friends with Benefits, but like work with real close friends at first because
Yeah.
it's a very stressful time. You know, thanks, Justin. Love you, Justin. The lineup is fire. It's a very stressful time to. It's just stressful. So if you want to be involved in nonprofits, there's so many in Denton that are well established and have their stuff together and already have funding and already have like backing. So I would reach out to one that like fits your jam.
Fits what you're looking
Yeah,
for.
fits what you're looking for. And if you're just looking to have a good time and throw fun events, you can come volunteer with me.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, Minnie's there to help.
I am.
So you founded it. This is funny. It's funny. I'm just now finding this out. I don't know why I didn't
How
know
did you
that.
not already know
Well,
this?
you're not very braggadocio.
okay.
You're not
I'll
like,
take
look
that.
at what I've created. You're like, look what I've done. Yes, you're welcome.
Look at it.
No,
Yeah,
yes, it's beautiful. No. So, how did the conversation start for Friends with Benefits?
Oh,
I
man.
mean, what got you? You know, I mean, I heard there was a best man who gave a funny joke. I won't repeat it from the wedding, but that you're very, very charitable. And so has this just kind of been something were you involved a lot in younger years?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it
I
just kind of
always
started.
helped with like Meals on Wheels. I always was volunteering at something, and I don't know. I just always was doing something.
You like helping.
I do. I like helping. It kind of fulfills a piece of me to go and help others. And, I consider myself lucky to just, be here and be able to, I have a home. That's freaking great. I can feed myself. That's awesome. So why not go and help other people? And so that's just, I've always just kind of been that way. I think my mom really pushed me to be sure I give back and just help out. Yeah.
Always be helping.
I was just like, help out, and it's fine. I would go help neighbors clean their house, and my mom's like, they're not charity. Come clean my house.
So is it kind of like,
what are you doing?
When you're starting a nonprofit, is it like that scene in Wayne's World where they go to start the music festival and there's just stack
of
after
paper
stack after stack?
There's so much paperwork.
Make sure you fill these out by Monday.
Yeah, there's so much paperwork. It's a lot of dealing with government paperwork and hurry and wait situations. So, I mean, it's a lot of work. So, if you're looking to do it, like, there's plenty of people in town who can help you. We had really, really big help from Mama Gayla at Caskey's and Lou from Lucky Lou's and Anita, who recently passed, about 3 or 4 years ago. I think it's still recent. But they, we just went to them and was like, hey, actually we went to Lou, who's a good friend of mine, was like, we need help. Like, this is what we want to do. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
You throw events all the time. Like, you're involved in these nonprofits. He's like, I know exactly who you need to talk to. And he texts Gayla. She's like, oh, we're at Rip Rocks. Like, just tell them to come over. So me and Charlie Hunter go over, and they greet us with shots. And we were like, all right, this is how this meeting's gonna go.
So it kind of
so we just talked for hours on what we needed, and they guided us through the first few years.
Yeah, if you need that help, you just ask.
Yeah, you just have to ask people.
People are, I mean, when I think about it, I mean, I've had people ask me, how do you do this? How do you do this?
Yeah.
And I've never once been like, oh, I'm not going to tell you.
Right.
That.
It's a
I'll
secret.
Come, I'll come get coffee.
I'll totally come and help.
Yeah, I'll sit down and talk to you for an hour.
Buy my beer, buy my coffee. I'll totally talk to you about it. I'll totally tell you the knowledge.
It's one of those. Yeah, you maybe write a book. Maybe do write a manifesto.
But then I don't get free beer from people.
Oh, you're right. But if they buy a manifesto, you can't sell a manifesto. It doesn't work that way.
We can get pointers from Jake about writing books, and then he can just sit and record. He'll write it for me. I'll just sit there and talk.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
It's a wonderful read.
I know. I wasn't
highly
dissing
recommend
it. I
highly recommend it.
I was trying to plug his book.
Oh, I know.
Okay. I was like, don't take it the wrong way.
No, I understand. So, yeah, that's really cool. So it's just you had the idea, and then it's like,
so
let's make it happen.
Kira Helgeson, who's now Kira Hunter, who's one of my besties, love her. She was selling shirts at Oak Street that Paint Actor had printed. In fact, I just saw that print at the Goal thing last night for the first time since 2013, and I was just like, oh my God, it brought me back. I was like, oh, that's great. And so she had gone to high school, I believe, in Granbury, and they had just had that tornado in May 2013. And then the Waco thing happened. I think with the explosion, maybe it was that Waco.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah.
And so that happened.
The fertilizer plant.
Yeah. So it was the next week or something. So people just forgot about Granbury, and FEMA decided they couldn't help them. And so Kira, being the wonderful, generous human being that she is, was like, I want to help. So she got these T-shirts printed and sold them, and she ended up raising off of T-shirts alone $1,000 for them.
Nice.
And so myself and Charlie are with her. We're drinking beers, just chilling, trying to convince people to buy shirts, which wasn't hard because they're beautiful shirts. So
when they're beautiful shirts,
it wasn't hard
themselves.
at all. Yeah, it was really great. We were wearing them, and they're like, I want one of those. We're like,
perfect. Yes, you do.
Give me monies. Here you go. This is how this works. And so we're sitting there, and we sell most of the shirts, and we're leaving, and we're like, we want to do more. What could we do? And Charlie had been working with 35 Denton for so long that we were like, dude, we can totally throw a music event. We can totally do this.
It's gonna work.
It's gonna work. And so we threw our first benefit show in the parking lot behind Rip Rocks and Lou's.
Very cool.
In 2013, and it was 110 outside.
Yes.
It was so hot, and it was so, it was really cool. We had food trucks there. There was a Bud Light stage, and I think Chase Ryan performed at that first one. Oh, that was so long ago. I can't remember who else performed.
2013, 6 years ago.
But like, yeah, Red Bull was out there. We had beer tents. Like, it was really cool, but it was so hot that they were literally dumping ice on the ground for dogs to lay on because it was just so
oh my
hot.
gosh.
And so I was real upset because I was like, oh my goodness, like, are we going to even be able to give out any money? And we ended up raising $4,000 for them, which was
Wonderful.
super rad. So then we just continued, and it built the next few years where we started adding events, and then they stepped down to do wonderful things like get married and go back to school and you know, be a part of DASF and, you know, do all of those wonderful things for the animals. And so me and the crew have just like
kept it going,
keep adding
awesome.
random,
just keep adding more and more and fun good time stuff.
I just
know?
come up with something crazy and I'm like, let's do it. And so we do.
Yeah. It inspires. I'm like, hey, yeah. I'll be like, you guys want to play a set inside a brewery, like in amongst the tanks? Yes, let's do that.
Dope.
While they're doing a tour, let's live stream it.
Dope.
Cool, yeah,
that
let's do it.
Awesome.
You know, and then just walk in. Truly though, like when you see other people who are like, yeah, I just walked into the place, you're kind of like, all right,
cool.
Because all you're gonna hear is no, and then it's really not that bad after you get used to a couple of them, and then you just go to another place, and then eventually you find a place that's like, yeah, sure, it sounds sweet.
Yeah, that
and
sounds
then
great.
you keep going back.
You will get, if you ever want to do volunteer work or start a nonprofit or do anything with nonprofits, you get told no a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Non-profit.
So don't be.
They hear that and it's like, not for me.
Don't be afraid of getting told no.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a good thing.
That's legit my like biggest advice for anyone.
So let's bring it all back around now.
Let's do it.
So once again, June 8th. It is the third. We can call them annual now because it's the third annual Denton Drag It.
You technically can start calling it annual after the second.
But
if I see another first annual post, I swear.
Yep.
I went to school for journalism. Dr. Mayer at SFA would kill you.
That's true. The lumberjacks would have none of it. All right.
With his axe on the wall. It's called inaugural.
The inaugural. There we go.
It's the inaugural, not first annual. I hope everybody's listening. It's not called first annual.
This is obviously something that we need to go over.
Dope.
Also, the dollar sign goes in front of the money when you write it, just in case you guys didn't know that. See, look, even on my actual notes, I wrote the dollar sign back here, but that's actually where it goes, just so you know. I didn't know
the front?
that.
Why do you always sit in the back?
I just
the
did.
sit sign goes in the back.
I don't want to talk about it. You know, let's just move on past
No,
this.
I want to hear the story. What
I don't know why. I just do it. I just always wrote it afterwards. But
Where'd
then
you
one
go to
day Jason
elementary
Thornton
school?
corrected me and was like, hey, it needs to go in the front. I was
Where'd
like,
you go to
okay.
elementary school?
I went to
Boo-boo?
South Lake Carroll. It's a
You should be better than that.
I wasn't good at math.
This is not okay. Never mind. We're not gonna
symbology, if you will. So once again, we've got Peppermint coming in from season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race. You know, doing a bit of everything, putting out an album. Just got off of Broadway, which is huge. We've got some wonderful sponsors. I'm not going to even go through it.
Yeah, you don't have to. You'll go to the event. You can see the sponsors again.
Yeah, exactly. So go to the event page. That's you said FWB
Denton.com.
FWBDenton.com, and you can pick up you can get a table reservation of 6.
We only have a few left.
Free
so
bottle
if
of
you want
champagne. Yeah,
them.
they're selling. That's going to be $200, and then that comes with a bottle of champagne, 21 and up only. Come on, you know, unless you want orange juice. I don't know why you do that. But the general admission is 25 and 15.
Yeah, 15 pre-sale, 25 at the door.
Awesome. That is very cool. Well,
Which
tell you what.
Which is actually so cheap.
I know.
So cheap.
For all that, for 7 hours of entertainment.
Cheap. Yeah, and get there early because you're gonna want to be there early.
You're gonna want to see it all.
You're gonna want
every year.
Everything you want to see.
Every year, there's there are performances that.
And
people
we
need
might
to be
have
there
surprises for during DJ sets, so it literally is pure entertainment. Because we had the ladies from Twisted Bodies last year because Violet Chachki does aerials and pole dancing, like she does all that stuff. So we brought in the ladies from Twisted Bodies, and they had such a great time and made it just pure entertainment. You literally could not take your eyes off the stage for 1 second last year.
It was wild.
So something really cool is going to happen this year.
Well, I am excited. That's going to be a good time. Folks, it's getting hot in here.
It is. Are we done?
Yeah.
Is the timer off?
I think it's just about that
Is that
time.
the
I mean,
light?
I didn't even hit the timer, but you know, it's getting a little baked in here. You're gonna feel this beautiful draft of
when I go
cool air
out?
when the door opens. It's gonna be amazing.
I see
Folks,
the wind outside.
Make sure you come out June 8th. I'm gonna be there playing some music. There's a whole lot of other performers. Not to mention you've got Kylie O'Hare there. You've got Peppermint. You know, Glitter Bomb, Guided Narratives, Crossroads, and the Queer Offs all gonna be there throwing it down, having a great time. So y'all make sure. Also, we've got 3 the Hard Way. They're coming back, and each is gonna have their own set. So y'all make sure to come out for that event. It's gonna be fantastic. I will see y'all next Tuesday right here on DentonRadio.com and June 8th. All right, peace.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton.